Well, it is me, cleaning the algae after pick up them. I feel really connected to the sea and the environment. It's Paola Ruiz from Alicante, Spain. I'm artist and also professor in the University of Castellón in visual art education. I'm really interested in natural color from algae, establish a relationship with a chemical process. Walking, thinking, reading, eating, and more. The project started as a participant in the Kelp Congress 2 years ago in Norway. Inside the sea, what do you see? Breathe, breathe. Algae or human being? This work, which establishes a relationship between art, science, and ecology, could be described as pseudoscientific project that looks into neurobiology and cyanosis of algae. My book of ideas represent the projects and reproduce imperceptible natural phenomena whose graphic interpretation is transformed into biosound with noise and the absence of sound as performatic means. The project was inspired by the work of biologists Susan Simard and science Santiago Ramón y Cajal. To me, sculptures are living beings whose arteries carry water and energy, in which the electricity network works as a nervous system. After a natural drying process, we can see the interior structure of the algae. The goal was to listen to how algae communicate with each other. I established a relationship between the composition and the structure of plants to the human beings, listening to how plants breathe, how their energy moves. I use organic material as a means of artistic expression and to obtain different pigments and chlorophyll. It's a process similar like alchemic older system, so I establish a dialogue between artists and philosophical poetics. So, through the process, plants were collected for study and analysis. Experiments were also part of the final work. Noise, no noise. After 1 month, you can see inside the tubes these little microorganisms, like a piece of art. Discover the colors produced by different experimental processes using all chemical formulas. How I can get that colors, how they communicate between each other, the noise and the language we can listen now is the way they used to communicate like a network down the sea. The roots of the algae under the sea, a network is established. All this gives rise to an artist project related to bioart, to ecologists, to taking care of the particles and microorganisms that have been generated. This project is still in progress and also open a new path where I find multiple possibilities depending on the type of algae and changing the proportion of salty and vinegar and boiled water, I get the color blue. They change the color, and I use they because I feel like it's not just art or it's not just algae. They are part of me, of my blood. So after work with them, you can feel like part of your family. My little lab, my little place where the magical starts, was in 2020 resident program in Finland the last year. In the middle of the pandemic area, I reconnected with the nature, with the algae. Experiments were also part of the final work. Micro-universe emerged, one between another, established a relationship between art and biology, as a research part, like an artist, into a tool, but also in Spain. New habitat, one reality between another reality, a multisensory encounter with marine algae. Every day the algae change the color, so every day you can find in the museum a new piece of art. The result is an installation between sculpture and sound, where a fictional lab is built to listen the language of algae. How this experimental work will be end is a mystery to me. These cables you can see are the connections between each other, is the way how the electricity is talking. You can see the oxygen and also how they breathe.